Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon here tonight with your WWE Fastlane preview and predictions on Friday, March 19th, 2021. We are on what they call the fast lane to WrestleMania. Feel like the pay-per-view hasn't been built up that great for Fastlane on Sunday. It is the first official Peacock pay-per-view. It's going to be on the Peacock app. I still have to sign up for that so I can watch the show on Sunday. But we have 6 matches to talk about here tonight on the show. So I thank you guys for joining me for the Fastlane 2021 preview and predictions. And as you can see by the title, I am not alone. I am here with a famous wrestling YouTuber. He has grown in the ranks the past year. He's a really good person, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there, you watch his daily content. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Kevin. We have Bonafide Heat on the Big Fight Field channel. Wow. How are you, man?
What's going on, man?
How
What is going on? What an intro, bro. Wow. I'm humbled by that intro.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
Man, I am good. I'm doing good. I'm ready to talk about Fastlane. Now, you said there were 6 matches. What is the 6th match? I thought there were only 5. Am I missing something?
Then we have Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. They haven't even updated that on Wikipedia. That's how much WWE cares about that match. That's how much the fans care about that match that they haven't even changed it on Wikipedia.
I mean, I don't care about that match at ever. I guess it's better that it's happening at Fastlane than WrestleMania.
Yeah. It'll probably happen at WrestleMania again, though, because they're having just a singles match at Fastlane. So we'll probably get like a Hell in a Cell match or like a hardcore street fight or something at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we should see. But what do you think of the build to Fastlane overall heading into this pay-per-view?
The build for Fastlane, to summarize it, it is doing nothing but hindering the build for WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
WrestleMania is what, in 3 weeks? By the time that Fastlane takes place, WrestleMania would be in 3 weeks, and there's been only a handful of matches announced for WrestleMania. We don't even really know what direction they're going in. And apparently WWE doesn't even know what direction they're going in. So it's a bit of a mess right now, bro.
Yeah, because there's only like 2 matches or 3 confirmed for WrestleMania. We have Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, the Raw Tag Team titles, and then Edge and Roman Reigns. Apparently, if Roman can beat Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, which we will get into that later on. But we got 6 matches to talk about for Fastlane. If you guys have not already, before we talk about Fastlane, make sure you go check out my Raw, AEW Dynamite, and NXT reviews this past week. All of them are available on the channel right now. Let's start off Fastlane predictions with the match we were talking about first, and that is the match I don't really care too much about, and I don't like at all. It is Shane McMahon versus boring Braun Strowman.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what can you even say about this? The build-up, I'll describe the build-up for anybody that's not paying attention to Raw. The build-up has been Shane McMahon doing hopscotch. So we have Vince McMahon's 50-year-old son is doing hopscotch on live TV on Monday Night Raw, and then he's dumping slime on a former world champion powerlifter, Braun Strowman. Like, this guy is a legitimate athlete before he went to WWE. And it's just like, Vince is like, oh, that's my son there, pal. Look at him. He's shining, pal. That's the build-up for this. Oh, and Shane called Braun stupid. And Braun was like, I can read. So, I don't know. I don't know. Shane got to get away, find a way to get himself on the show, bro, I guess.
It's stupid. The whole build's been Braun Strowman stupid, and Shane McMahon leaves the arena with Braun Strowman chasing after him. Braun Strowman walks back, and then Shane McMahon's right there, and he never left. And they have the Nickelodeon on Monday Night Raw with the slime. It's just a complete mess. My hope is, as much as I dislike the guy, Braun Strowman, my hope is that Braun Strowman goes over on Sunday. We can get this all done, over with. I don't even care what Braun Strowman does at WrestleMania, to be honest. I just hope Braun Strowman goes over so we get this feud over and finished. It's only been a couple weeks, and I want this stuff to be over. So I'm taking Braun Strowman.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a finish in this match. I don't. They're gonna do something where like nobody wins, so we can get a rematch at WrestleMania.
No.
I don't see how this has a definite ending. Like look at something where like Shane tries to do a crazy stunt and he gets disqualified or something like that. I don't know. I don't see like somebody getting a win here. I'm hoping that you're right. I'm hoping that Braun Strowman beats Shane and sends him back to the boardroom with Vince and Triple H and Stephanie. I'm hoping that happens, but I think this is going to continue to WrestleMania, unfortunately, for all of us. We're going to have to watch more Nickelodeon time on Monday Night Raw. So
yeah,
WWE
right.
on Nickelodeon, pal.
Yeah, right. Now they might have Shane McMahon hit Braun Strowman with a steel chair X or whatever on purpose, and then because if you're gonna have a big WrestleMania match between these guys, it can't be a singles match. Nobody, as a wrestling fan, wants to see Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman in a singles match at WrestleMania. That's just way too boring, and people would get up to go get a drink or whatever during the show. You can't do that. So maybe they're gonna set up like I don't know, Falls Count Anywhere, have them fight over all over Raymond James Stadium or whatnot. So
People want to see Shane do something crazy. They want to see Shane jump off a building, or they want to see him get ran over by a truck. Like they want to see something crazy involving Shane McMahon because he's definitely famous for his stunts.
I can't see 53-year-old Shane McMahon though jumping off the pirate ship of Raymond James Stadium. I just can't see that. Plus that's what Kevin Owens wants to do. He wanted to do that last year. If they have him in something, let KO do it. Shane McMahon don't need to do it. He's 53.
Yeah, Shane has done enough. I mean, he jumped off the Hell in a Cell twice. He had Kurt Angle throw him through glass like 30 years ago. He's done enough. He's made enough memories, but there's always like, what have you done for me today? Or I don't know. Maybe he just turned 50 like recently. Maybe he's having a crisis. I don't know.
Oh man, so I'm taking Braun Strowman. So your official pick is like a no contest for this one?
Yeah, I'll say no contest. I like somebody will win. It doesn't even matter who wins. Somebody will win by disqualification or by a screwy finish. I don't know. It doesn't even matter, bro. Who cares? If Braun wins, who cares? If Shane wins, who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit about this match? But I do care about what Apollo Crews. I care about what he's doing on SmackDown with his new gimmick, his Nigerian gimmick, I guess you can call it. He is challenging Big E for the Intercontinental Championship once again. But even with this heel turn, the match kind of feels fresh because this is a new Apollo Crews for what we saw like previously, like when he's faced Big E. He's been babyface Apollo Crews, just coming up short and all this stuff. And then you did the segment where Apollo just was like, "You want me to let go of the steps? You want me to let it go?" And he dumps it right on to Big E. That was fantastic. That was Apollo's rising moment on SmackDown, and he's been doing good ever since on SmackDown. Probably debatable, the top heel on the main roster, of course, next to Roman Reigns. So I mean, he's doing really good, and I can't see a reason why he doesn't win the championship right here. I feel like you're just failing his momentum and you're not going all in on this new heel turn if you don't give him the Intercontinental Championship tonight at Fastlane. So I think this is going to be a very good match. Big E's expiration date is this Sunday, and Apollo Crews is going to be your new Intercontinental Champion. I'm going with Crews.
First thing I gotta say is I agree with you. I think Apollo's gonna win, but I'm thinking about that segment where Apollo Crews dropped the steps on Big E. It makes me laugh every time because like Apollo dropped the steps on Big E's calf because it was like the way it was shot. It was like we didn't see what happened. It was like he dropped it on Big E's leg, and then all of a sudden Big E's being stretched out of the arena. It was just so funny. It was the best. But yeah, I really love Apollo Crews' Nigerian heel persona. I mean, he is really Nigerian. He lived there for some time, so it makes sense. He does a really good accent too. It's really like believable, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying Apollo Crews. I think like when I think about Apollo Crews and Big E, and I look at this match and I'm like, this could be Big E's ascension to the main event, similar to what we saw with Bobby Lashley, where Bobby Lashley lost the United States title. Next thing you know, he's beating The Miz for the WWE title. So I'm thinking maybe we could see Big E moving into the world title picture after he loses. Because I don't see any way that Apollo doesn't win the title. Apollo's like you said, one of the hottest things on SmackDown, one of the best heels in the company, one of the best things on SmackDown right now. You could argue that he and Roman Reigns are carrying the show, but Big E has shown a more serious side lately. These more heartfelt, passionate promos that he's delivered to Apollo. So, and if Roman Reigns does walk out of WrestleMania as Universal Champion, I could see Big E being the next big challenger for Roman.
Well, could you see that right after WrestleMania, or could you see Big E challenging Roman, let's say at a SummerSlam, with the possibility of Big E possibly taking the Universal Championship off of the unbeatable Roman Reigns?
I could see it because I mean they need somebody to beat Roman, right? Like they're not just gonna have Roman be champion for 3 years. I mean they
No.
could do it, but they need somebody to beat Roman at some point. So Big E is one of the likely candidates. I've been big on it. I've wanted to see Big E in a more serious role. I don't want to see the pancake eating, hip thrusting comedy guy that Big E. He's so good at that role, but I don't want to see that version of Big E be champion. I want to see a more serious Big E that we've seen the last couple of weeks on SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree. I think him getting away from the New Day, for getting away from Kofi and Woods, was probably very hard for him. But at the same time, it's very good for him because when he was in the New Day, we didn't see this Biggie that we have against Apollo Crews right now. So I like this. I like that he's on his own right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they've made so much money together, the New Day. They're like one of the big merch sellers. They made a ton of money, so it's definitely hard to leave that kind of group when they've been around for a long time as a group. It was like 6 years or something before they split up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still cool. A lot of people are waiting. Like I remember they did a reunion, I think, on a Raw, like a couple of months back, and people really wanted to see Big E turn heel on the New Day, but they're saving that. They're leaving room for a potential reunion down the line if this Big E singles push doesn't work. But I think it will. I mean, Big E has everything. He has literally everything that you could ask for in a professional wrestler. Mic skills, charisma, the look, presence. Like he's got it all. So
Absolutely. So we are both going to take Apollo Crews to walk out with the Intercontinental Championship on Sunday night. We have the Women's Tag Team Championships with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Now, I'm not the only person who thinks that the build between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair is a bit underwhelming. Am I right?
yeah. I mean, yeah. It underwhelming is an understatement. It's literally just been I'm the EST. No, I'm the boss. I'm the EST. No, well, I'm the best. That's like pretty much what it's been. And then Reginald is there, and Reginald inserts himself. Reginald, he's like James Ellsworth in this equation. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally spot on with that one. Reginald and him, him being associated in this rivalry with Sasha and Bianca, and them going for the tag team titles when they lost that Elimination Chamber. I mean, it's just a complete mess. I feel like WWE could have taken this in a better situation, in my opinion, with Sasha and Bianca. We don't need them challenging the tag team titles. I said the exact same thing on NXT with Karrion Kross and Finn Balor, with them challenging for the titles last night. It just felt unnecessary, not like where the story needed to be. But it's just a complete mess. But Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, as far as this match goes, they are not winning this match whatsoever. In fact, I would be shocked if we don't see a heel turn from Sasha Banks in this match, because if there's not a heel turn, then what are we doing here? Why is this match even taking place? You know, like it just feels like a waste of time.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, 100%. I mean, I could see them winning. On the other hand, like I could see them winning, and they have like a week-long title reign because WWE loves the hot shot titles, and then another team like Naomi and Lana could win the belts from Sasha and Bianca because Sasha turned heel on Bianca on an episode of SmackDown. I wouldn't rule that out. That's definitely a possibility. But it would make sense in this match if you have like Bianca go for a tag and Sasha is like jumps off the apron, walks out, just basic wrestling 101 type story, and then maybe we could get Reginald the hell out of the story. We'll get him as far away from this as possible. That segment on SmackDown, I almost had an aneurysm watching it, where like Reginald is in the shopping mall. Did you see SmackDown where Reginald's in the mall with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler? It's like, what are they doing?
It was painful. It was painful to watch.
Yeah, like, do you think Vince McMahon brought in Eric Bischoff like a year and a half ago to run SmackDown? And when Eric Bischoff was there, it wasn't great, but it was like there was still more interesting and compelling stories than just, here, we're going to have Nia Jax spoil Reginald at the mall. And this is somehow involved. Like, that portion of the story ties into the SmackDown Women's title, and it just makes the title into a joke. A lot of people thought, oh, Bianca Belair won the Women's Royal Rumble. She's going to get this babyface push. She's going to go in and feud against the heel Sasha. But the bottom line is, WWE, I think they're hesitant on turning Sasha Banks heel because Sasha Banks has so much crossover appeal. She's so popular with the fans. People know who she is that don't watch wrestling. Like, she has a lot going for her, too, on the other side of it. So it wouldn't surprise me if WWE turned Bianca Belair here, too. It wouldn't shock me, but that would definitely not be the right way to go, in my opinion.
No, that just doesn't. It doesn't. That doesn't make sense, because you're gonna turn Bianca Belair heel. Like, everybody saw her WWE 24 Chronicle, which I thought was great. Everybody's behind her. She's over on the internet. It just turning Bianca Belair heel right now. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. It would be the wrong way to go. And also, do you see this match kind of being like the match we had at WrestleMania 34 with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, where everybody was hyping this match up? Oh, this is going to be awesome. We're finally getting to see AJ Nakamura. The build was... I don't really remember the build that much, but then we were downgraded to a decent match at best between these guys, and we had a 3-month feud with Nakamura turning heel, and he never got a win over AJ Styles. Could you see something like that happening with the ladies here in Bianca and Sasha?
I could. I definitely could. For the reasons that I named. Vince McMahon loves mainstream attention. Sasha Banks, we all know she was on The Mandalorian. She's famous now outside of WWE. She's Snoop Dogg's cousin. I could easily see Vince just like wanting to cling on to that, like we've seen for so many years with John Cena, where it was like Bray Wyatt, Wade Barrett, all these guys who just feed into John Cena, sacrifice all their momentum because we got to keep John Cena on top because people know who John Cena is. And it could be that we could be entering that territory with Sasha Banks, and it wouldn't surprise me because Bianca Belair, a lot of people like her on the internet, but I don't know what her impact is outside of the IWC. So I don't know. I really don't know. I can see it, though. But I'm hoping Bianca wins the title, man. I really am. I'm hoping she wins the title. But as far as Fastlane goes, this tag team match, I know a lot of people are mad about it. A lot of people are mad. They're like, oh, why? What does this have to do with anything? The build for Sasha and Bianca is terrible. It is what it is at this point. The build for WrestleMania is terrible. Not just the build for Sasha and Bianca. So I'm hoping they can at least make the most out of it and we get something interesting and compelling that comes out of this tag team match. And, I mean, if you ask me who I think is going to win, I'm leaning towards the side of Sasha and Bianca winning, and then dropping the titles on SmackDown the next week to like Naomi and Lana or someone else.
Interesting. So we're taking opposite sides on this one. I got Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and Kevin is taking Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. We have a singles match between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre at Fastlane. We've seen a series of matches between these guys before. McIntyre beat Sheamus in a one-on-one match, which was a very good match. They had a no disqualification match 2 weeks ago, which was an excellent match. It was excellent until it ended in a ref stoppage because they hit each other again with their steel steps. I read a rumor that this match was going to be last man standing, and I wonder why WWE... Now, it's only, at the time of recording here, it's only Thursday night. So they could add a stipulation to the McIntyre Sheamus match, but I read they were going to have a last man standing match, and it seems like right now it's just a singles match. But a last man standing match between these guys makes a lot of sense in my opinion. But anyway, it's McIntyre and Sheamus. They have such amazing chemistry together that it really doesn't matter what match they have against each other. I feel like it's gonna be a very good match that people will hopefully talk about at the end of the pay-per-view. And as for my result goes, McIntyre is already challenging for the WWE Championship at Fastlane, and I cannot see WWE giving Sheamus a clean victory or just a victory over Drew McIntyre 3 weeks before McIntyre faces Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. So I think this is probably, outside of Roman Reigns, this might be the most predictable match on the match card. Sheamus does not stand a chance winning this match. I'm going McIntyre.
Yeah, I think it would be almost silly. Like if you're betting money on this card, it would be kind of silly to bet against Drew McIntyre. Like he's the next big babyface in town. So, and then like you said, a last man standing match would be spectacular, especially the way that the Raw match ended, where both guys knocked each other out and they couldn't get up, or whatever it was, the ref stoppage, whatever it was. It would make sense for them to have, like, I thought it would have some stipulation. I don't see it just being a regular old singles match. Like, they might announce it maybe 2 minutes before the match, just like, oh, hey, this is going to be a last man standing match. We'll have Tom Phillips, like, reciting that line commentary. Oh, we got a last man standing match there. So when it comes to this match, it really is kind of pointless because there's no stakes to it. And why do I care if Sheamus wins or if Drew McIntyre wins? There's no meaning for it. It's just going to be a really good match, though. At the end of the day, it's going to be two big European dudes that are just beating the hell out of each other, that have been best friends for a long time. And they have really good chemistry together. So the match will be fine, but it's like we've already seen them wrestle twice in the last month on Raw in really good matches, really long 20-minute matches. So I think a last man standing match or some other stipulation will help so we can see something different from the two.
Yeah, I totally agree. A last man standing match makes a lot of sense. And it was rumored, and Tom Phillips might pull the old switcheroo. Oh, by the way, this is a last man standing match. Drew McIntyre requested this so he can end Sheamus or whatever. Now that I have you here, we're doing this collaboration. McIntyre's challenging Bobby Lashley for the championship at WrestleMania. Everybody seems to be on board with Bobby Lashley being the WWE champion. If Drew McIntyre was to win the WWE championship back from Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, do you think that would get a good reaction? Because I personally think, as much as WWE thinks, he's gonna come into Raymond James Stadium, he's gonna get a hero's welcome, everybody's gonna cheer him, they're gonna be happy when he wins the championship. But it's like Bobby Lashley's been competing for the top spot for 16 years, and you're gonna take the title off of him after 1 month. I don't know about you, but how do you think people would react to if McIntyre won the title back?
But it's the age-old thing. This has been, ever since John Cena, this has been a common theme amongst babyfaces. People like them at first. We've seen it with Cena, we've seen it with Roman Reigns, and we're seeing it now with Drew McIntyre. People like them at first, the first year, 6 months, year and a half, whatever. Remember, everybody loved John Cena way back when.
Mm-hmm.
People used to love Roman Reigns. People wanted Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble over Batista. And Drew McIntyre was the most popular wrestler last year for from January to August, September, after the Orton feud. Then people kind of started to turn on him slowly. But it's a polarizing decision to have McIntyre win because on one hand, I agree that Drew McIntyre does deserve the win because he had to have WrestleMania in the Performance Center in front of 0 fans, the most awkward WrestleMania ever. He never got to have his moment in front of fans. So I get it from that sense. You want to do right by Drew McIntyre. And then there's the other side of it where people are just going to boo just to boo because it's going to be the cool thing to do to boo Drew McIntyre. And you're not going to see me booing Drew McIntyre. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to be booing Drew McIntyre. I like Drew McIntyre. I've liked him since he returned in NXT a few years back. I'm not going to turn on him just because the internet thinks it's cool to do it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I like Bobby Lashley too, but I think if they're gonna have Drew McIntyre win, I think it would have been better to have him beat The Miz because people hate the freaking Miz. You know, people hate him not in the way that I hate him, where I just want to see him go back, like leave and never come back. But there are people that actually want to pay to see him get his ass kicked. So why not have McIntyre beat a heel that people want to see get killed? Why are you gonna have McIntyre beat this big jacked up dude that, like you said, has been clawing and scratching to be WWE champion for 15, 16 years? That's a babyface, right? A guy that's been clawing for 16 years to be champion, finally triumphing and winning the belt. That's a babyface. It's when you have two guys that are gonna be babyfaces, because people are gonna cheer McIntyre, people are gonna cheer Lashley. I do think if McIntyre wins, he's gonna get booed. But in classic WWE fashion, they'll sacrifice one bad reaction and they'll just keep doing what they think is best for business. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be McIntyre winning the belt more than likely. I hate to say it because I'm in a place where I want to see both guys as champion, but we've already seen McIntyre as champion for like 10 months, 11 months. What more is he going to do? What is there left for him to do on Raw with that championship that he hasn't done in the last 11 months? I think the best thing to do is to have McIntyre be on the upper mid-card match, have the upper mid-card scene, have matches like he's had with Sheamus for the next year, and then have him win the belt next year at WrestleMania in Dallas in front of fans.
See, the problem is, though, does anybody really believe in The Miz winning the WWE champion, being the WWE champion going into WrestleMania? I mean, come on now, dude.
At least people want to see him lose. Like, I'm not defending The Miz, but if you want McIntyre to get cheered, put him against The Miz. He's not going to get cheered against Lashley. Like, that's just the bottom line. He's not going to get cheered. I mean, I don't want to see it. I would hate to see Drew McIntyre versus The Miz in the main event of WrestleMania. You kidding me? Like, I would not have bought tickets. I would not have bought a ticket if The Miz was going to be in the main event. I'll tell you that right now. The WWE would not have got my money. It's a joke that The Miz was champion. But Vince McMahon perceives Bobby Lashley as a heel. That might be, I don't want to get too political, so I'm not even going to say what I was going to say, but Drew McIntyre, he perceives Drew McIntyre as a good white meat babyface, and Bobby Lashley as the heel, and I don't think that's the case. I really don't. People like Bobby Lashley. People like the Hurt Business. Why wouldn't you like the Hurt Business? They're the Black Four Horsemen or the Black Evolution. Why wouldn't you like the Hurt Business? They're cool.
Yeah, exactly. They're just a cool faction. Everybody wants to cheer, but we got to move on here. We're both taking Drew McIntyre against Sheamus at Fastlane. We have a intergender match, as they say, a match between Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss. I'm going to give it to you first, but personally, I don't think this is going to turn into an actual match. I think this is going to be more like a segment to bring back The Fiend. Now, you could give your thoughts on the match first, so now the floor is yours.
This is probably going to main event the show, honestly. Like, this is going to be the main event because they've been saving The Fiend for this moment because they want to have The Fiend return on Peacock. Right? Like, that seems like the logical thing to do, is have The Fiend come back on Peacock. It's a brand new platform. They've been promoting the hell out of this move to Peacock, and they need something to make people that are already subscribed to Peacock that don't watch wrestling want to watch wrestling. And seeing The Fiend, this character that everybody loves, come back, that people have been waiting for to come back, would be the best thing to do. Realistically, the most we're going to see is the bell's going to ring, Randy Orton's going to RKO Alexa Bliss, and then the lights are going to go out, and we'll see The Fiend come out, or something like that. Or we'll see, like, Alexa Bliss starts playing mind games with Randy Orton. Like, Randy Orton makes his entrance. Alexa Bliss is on the Titantron.
Something like that, maybe, yeah, but I'll take it from here. I don't really see this being much of a match. It's going to be a segment going into this match. I
forgot my Alexa turns on every time that I say Alexa Bliss's name.
It's all good. But
Jesus, hold on one sec.
Oh my god. All right, so Orton's gonna win the match. I feel like this match. All right, I think the match is gonna be like, I don't know, 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss taunts Randy Orton, and then Randy Orton just RKO's her and pins her, and then after the match, the lights goes out. Alexa Bliss is playing mind games. Then maybe after she plays mind games, the lights go out again, and then the lights come back on, and the Fiend is laying in the same exact spot that he was laying in when he got burnt at TLC. And Randy Orton checks to see if it's fake or not, and obviously it's going to be the real Fiend, and he goes to check on him, and the Fiend gives him a mandible claw. I can absolutely see something like that with Bray Wyatt returning against Randy Orton, but I mean overall, I just don't care about this feud. I used to I had interest in it with Orton and Bliss, but I lost interest. I don't know about you, but I lost interest after the Royal Rumble with this feud.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Do you still want to see them wrestle? Them being Randy Orton and the Fiend at WrestleMania?
I mean they're obviously gonna wrestle, but I don't want to see them in a one-on-one match. I don't want to see them in a regular singles match. You're gonna have to make it you're gonna. I don't know. Maybe another.
Do you remember the last time they wrestled live? They wrestled one-on-one.
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
Yeah, they wrestled with all the bugs and the spiders and.
You know what's funny? I was there live for that one too.
Really?
I was there at that WrestleMania and it was so boring, bro. You know, I was just like, oh, can we get it was 11:30 at night. I've been sitting in the hot Florida sun for 7 hours since 5 o'clock, and I'm like, bro, can we just get to the Undertaker and Roman Reigns? This match it was so pointless. It was so bad, dude. Oh.
And
I don't want to see them have a regular one-on-one match. I don't want to see that again. I really don't. It's like the more things change, the more they say the same. I saw Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt the last time I went to WrestleMania, and now I'm going back to WrestleMania. I see them again. It's I can't get away from it, bro.
Oh man, but yeah, I remember that match, and honestly, that was one of the matches I was looking forward to the most. And at the end of the show, I was like, man, I was very disappointed by that Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt match, and the wrong guy won, in my opinion. Randy Orton won the title, which
you don't have to tell me, bro. You know I agree with that.
But I don't know. As far as the match, I'm going Orton. Orton should easily win.
Yeah. This is even a freaking match, bro. It's hard. Come on, we're picking against Randy Orton, one of the greatest of all time, and this 5'2" Harley Quinn cosplay woman. What are we doing?
Oh
what
boy.
is this? You got Harley Quinn going up against Randy Orton. Hello, Harley. I'm here to RKO you. Jesus, bro. What?
Oh man.
Why can't we just get why can't we just get a random backstage segment that nobody knows is gonna happen between Randy Orton, Alexa Bliss, and the Fiend? Why do they have to announce a match between this? It's so pointless, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's just get to the final match. I think the main event, the Universal Championship, Daniel Bryan challenging Roman Reigns for the championship. Now, at the time of recording this predictions video, there's going to be a match tonight on SmackDown between Edge and Jey Uso, and the winner is going to be the special advisor or the special ringside advisor, whatever they're calling it, for the match at Fastlane. Edge is obviously going to go over Jey Uso, so he's going to play a role in this match at Fastlane, and it could result in a three-way at WrestleMania between Reigns, Edge, and Bryan. Now Bryan is not winning at Fastlane. It is just not happening. You're not going to take the title off of Roman Reigns 3 weeks before WrestleMania. But I do think we're going to get a triple threat because.
Can I interject here real quick? I wouldn't sleep on Vince McMahon because he might want to have Roman win the title in front of a crowd. And I wouldn't. I could see it, bro. We've seen crazier happen. I'll just interject that. Go ahead.
Nah.
Nothing would surprise me, bro. Honestly.
Nah, you're not going to do that. But what I could see happening is a triple threat. You add Bryan in there. Edge If they want Edge at the end of all this, if they want the fans to go home happy, Edge wins the Universal Champion, whatever. You have him pin Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns has every reason to go to Edge and like, dude, you never beat me for the championship. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still the head of the table. I just got to get my gold back. And then next pay-per-view after WrestleMania, whatever, Roman Reigns wins his championship. But that's kind of like the same situation with Drew McIntyre when he lost the title to Randy Orton, and then 3 weeks later, he won it back from Randy Orton just so he could face Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. I have no idea, but I think this is going to be a great match. Roman Reigns matches on pay-per-view have been excellent since he's turned heel. His match with Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble was incredible, and it was one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite matches of. It's only March, but It's one of my favorite matches this year. So, Roman Reigns on pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great match, and I think Edge will play a role. There will be a non-clean finish, but Roman Reigns goes over.
Yeah, there's no denying that Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan are going to tear it up. The last time they wrestled one-on-one on Fastlane back in 2015 was unbelievable. And this match will probably be even better because Roman is 10 times better than the wrestler that he was 6 years ago. And Daniel Bryan is still the same old Daniel Bryan. He's great. Bottom line, he's great. But, man, I got to say this about the story going into this with Edge and Jey Uso wrestling to be the special enforcer. You're probably going to have Edge, like you said. I would say it's about 90% lock that Edge is going to win and be the special enforcer. It's like, bro, Edge, this is the same guy that had like a live sex celebration on Raw. He's done all these iconic things. He's Edge. He's one of the greatest of all time. And WWE can't think of anything for him to do. Like, he's running around backstage on SmackDown, taking selfies with Baron Corbin, talking to Cesaro. Like, I don't know. I thought we were going to get like a really good story because we had Roman Reigns and Jey Uso had this really good 8-week story. I thought we were going to get something like that between Roman and Edge, but for whatever reason, it's just not coming to fruition. We have Daniel Bryan interjected in the whole thing. Why is Daniel Bryan here? Can you like try to make any sense of it? Why is Daniel Bryan, like, if they wanted Daniel Bryan in the main event picture, why did they just have him in the Royal Rumble? I've been saying this for like a few weeks now. Just do Edge versus AJ Styles in a Legends match, like a legendary, like, dream match, and just have Daniel Bryan. Like, why not just have Daniel Bryan win the Rumble? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I'm not mad that Edge won the Royal Rumble. I was on board with the Edge and Roman Reigns Universal Championship match. But see, this is the problem. I'm going to talk more about this on my show Saturday. Fastlane is so unnecessary because it's stopping the build from WrestleMania. You could say the same thing about this Universal Championship match. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns is basically stopping the build between Edge and Roman Reigns. And quite frankly, we should be more focused on that instead of Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Daniel, like, it just doesn't make sense at all. I can't like put a picture, put words around it. You have Edge and Roman Reigns, this legitimate dream match, spear versus spear. You have the ruthless aggression era meeting the PG era, the reality era, two faces of their generations coming against each other and clashing. This is supposed to be an iconic, once in a lifetime main event at WrestleMania. This is as much star power as you could possibly get in 2021. You can't get any bigger than this because you can't get The Rock or Cena or anybody like that, Brock Lesnar. And it's being just littered with Daniel Bryan. And I love Daniel Bryan, and I hate that he's being used in this sense that's it's turning people off from seeing Roman versus Edge. It's like overcomplicating it. It's something that we're going to look back on. We're going to look back at this Fastlane in 5 years, and we're going to be like, this pay-per-view didn't need to happen. It complicated everything for WrestleMania. Like, Edge is a special enforcer? Like, what is that? Special enforcer? He's Edge. He's a freak. You're not going to put any other legend in that's like Edge. You're not going to put Brock Lesnar out there and have Brock Lesnar be a special enforcer. It's just a waste of Edge. It doesn't make sense.
I don't get it, man. I don't really get it, but you got Roman Reigns going over, retain the Universal Championship, right?
Of course. Yeah, Roman's gonna keep the title. Like I joked around saying that Bryan could win, so Roman can win the title in front of fans. But we all know that Roman's gonna keep the title here. I don't see any way that he doesn't. But the triple threat match, oh god, yeah, we're probably gonna get that set up. Edge is gonna cost Bryan the title or something. I don't know. We're gonna see some kind of tomfoolery here.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Fastlane predictions, preview and predictions here on the Big Fight Field channel. Thank you all for watching the video. Who are tuning in to the video? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. I want to know all of your Fastlane predictions in the comments below, and I will get to your comments as soon as possible. Also, if there are any matches added on SmackDown or before Fastlane, I will try my best to leave a comment down below as to who I think are going to win the match. Hit that like button if you like what you heard from myself and Kevin here in the Fastlane predictions. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. Kev, where can they follow you on Twitter, man?
Hey, at Bonafide Heat on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, bro. It's all the same thing, man. And then my channel, Bonafide Heat as well. Everything is the same. Thank you for having me, bro. I really appreciate it. This was fun. I love getting out there in the community and talking to different people, getting different perspectives on things. It's really cool.
Absolutely. I mean, thank you for coming onto the channel. I mean, we were planning on this for a couple weeks. We got it through, and I mean, you're one of the up and coming best in the YWC, in my opinion. So it's actually an honor to have you on the channel.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That means a lot, bro. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So go subscribe to his channel right now. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss his videos. And I will see you guys. Saturday for the episode 3 of the Big Fight Field podcast. So have a good night. Stay safe, and as always, stay classy.